romance easily gotta be top 5 genres for movies in general, you know? You watch it when you're in love, you wanting to be in love, or, you know, desperately wanting it. But after rewatching a couple romance movies, I realized some of these low-key, high-key should be actually just classified as horror movies. So let's get into it. The Notebook, I think, is one of the most popular romance movies. I've recently watched it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But if you look at the beginning, it's kind of crazy. So Noah and Ellie, they see each other at this fair. Noah approaches her, she dismisses him. She's on a date. She goes on a Ferris wheel. Now, I don't know what this guy was on, and I don't even know how he conjured the will to do this, but he runs up and gets on the Ferris wheel. Mind you, it's still going. And sits between Ellie, introduces himself again. Ellie's not feeling him at all. Then he gets the bright idea to hang off the Ferris wheel. Now I'm just like, bro, like, in what world does this really get you the girl? If I see a dude hanging off a Ferris wheel just because I said no, I'm thinking he's mental. I'm not gonna be talking to him. He asks her again, yo, go out with me. She says no. He puts one hand down. I was just like, he's hanging off just one hand. Asks her again. She finally says yes, because bro was about to kill himself. Now, I will say, if it was a right guy that was, hold on, is that bad to say? Is that low-key might be bad to say, but I'll just say, if it's a right guy, he did that, that could work. Low-key, like, that could work on me. Like, oh, like, okay, like, you really gonna put your life on the line for me? You just saw me, you gonna put your life on the line for me? Okay, like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But if, like, I'm not interested in the guy at all, but what I make of this is that it's literally the perfect case of flirting versus harassment. I don't mess with the fact that that's how they start the relationship, because that's OD. I don't think a safe way and a non-toxic way to start a relationship, I think that's mental, and I feel like that kind of sets the tone of the relationship. There's a lot of passion, a lot of craziness, but it's not really safe in a way. I mean, this movie is good. The rest, after if you disregard the beginning, it's pretty good. Minus the cheating, yeah, I'd say, you know, it's good. But other than that, now when we talk about hood classics, we gotta talk about this movie. I mean, if you love basketball, see what I did there? But if you love basketball and love romance movies, you just had to have watched this movie. I mean, this and Coach Carter, easily top 2. And Love Basketball is about 2 characters, Monica and Quincy. And Monica is someone that I heavily relate with. I mean, me and her like this, except in one little thing. So I'm really rooting for her and really wanting her to be happy. But Quincy is kind of like a disease that does not need to be theirs for her happiness. Monica and Quincy grow up next door to each other, and they don't get together until they get to college. And I will say, they were kind of cute at first. They were kind of adorable. But that was until Quincy found out that his dad was cheating on his mom, and that just shook his whole perspective on relationships. He decides to talk to Monica about it, and she hears him, but then it comes to a point in the night where she has to go back to her room because of curfew, and she offers him, yo, we could continue talking about this in my room. But then this brother's like, no. And then he starts getting an attitude over it. And then I'm confused because what's your problem? And then he's kind of just like, no, why do you gotta go to your curfew? He's kind of feeling like she's making basketball more important than him. But you're not bigger than the program. Monica dreams of making it to the NBA, to be the first female basketball player ever. Now I get it, it's tough to grasp. Something that you put on such a high pedestal can be such a disappointment. I mean, I think it'd be hard to find out that my dad cheated on my mom. Duh. She offers him a solution. He could keep venting and talking about it, but in her room where she'll be able to meet the coach's requirements and continue with her basketball career without a hitch. And he only cares about himself because he later goes on to kind of point out that that moment in which she left him, he felt neglected. She offered him a solution. So I don't understand what his problem is. After that, Monica plays a game in which she was amazing and her stats were top notch. She did her big one. She goes to a party later. Everyone's hyping her up. And then she sees Q. She goes up to Q. He's kind of just broody and moody, but she's still just trying to talk to him. But of course, there's still that tension from the other night. A girl comes in the conversation and starts gassing Monica up like, oh, did you see a girl? She had a killer game. He just disregards that. That's when I was just like, this guy is just not it. I mean, he didn't even show up to her game. Yes, I get he's going through something. So fine. But then to hear your girl, did her big one and something that she values and dreams about a lot, and just kind of like, Yo, Quincy then, like he's already on my nerves, but it's a light, he could maybe recover, but then he goes on my nerves again. While he's at the party, he starts chopping it up with another girl in front of Monica. She leaves. Monica asks, who was that? He kind of like dismisses it a little. He kind of just pushes it down. Now, I'm confused because anyone with eyes could see that they were flirting. So why is he dismissing like he didn't just do some light cheating? Again, I'm hoping soon there'll be like more love or something. Another day comes. Hopefully all is well. Maybe we'll see love. Monica goes to see Quincy and it's chill, but you can still tell there's tension. Then another girl pulls up. Oh, now mind you, it's the same shorty from before. now at this point, yo, Quincy's got it. I'm still not understanding how this is a love story because if this was me, if I see old girl from last night, I'm gone. Monica stays for a little bit. She tries to understand what is going on a little bit, not too long at least. Quincy then talks about how like they're just trying to chop it up. Just gonna chop it up. Do you want to come? This guy, bro. This guy talking about he's going on a date with another girl. Mind you, him and Monica are still boyfriend and girlfriend. He's talking about, yo, Monica, do you want to come with us? Girl, bro. This is when he lost me, bro. He basically cheated. They have another conversation. They break up. Thank God. Thank God. Done. Let's be done with him. Thank God. Monica graduates. She goes to play pro in Spain. Wins a championship. Then she kind of realizes she misses home, so she decides to go home. When she's home, she gets notified that Quincy, he had a successful career. He was in the NBA, he did well, but then he tore his ACL. She's notified that he's in the hospital, so she goes to visit him. While she's there, she finds out he's engaged. Now Monica, her heart's kind of broken, and I feel for her, I feel for her. I feel for her a little bit because you know what? It's her first love. So, I guess she could be devastated. I guess. Me personally, I wouldn't. But I guess she could be devastated fine. But then she gets the bright idea to confess her love to him. I've loved you since I was... Not just confess. To play one-on-one.
I'll play you for one game. Your heart.
When I heard that, bro. When I heard that, I was just so disappointed. Why on earth what girl ever in my life ever would play one-on-one for dude's heart while he's already engaged to someone else? Now, they play one-on-one. And I'd like to add two things. This is how you know this dude just doesn't mess with her like that, bro. He doesn't. He's fresh off an ACL while they're playing. My guy, he dunks on her and he even pushes her at one point. This brother's moving like he's 2018 LeBron and you think that he wants you? Bro, the minute he dunked, I'm gone. It's one thing to kind of like, like if he played and just played it easy and let her win, fine. But this guy's going all out, fresh ACL tear. If you have to compete a man for his own heart,
wrap it up.
That ain't love, bro. You got to leave. What are we talking about? The movie unfortunately ends with them together, and it's called a love story. But this guy is just a hindrance. This guy I hate him, bro. And his fiance even seemed cool. His fiance before engaged seemed cool, and then just to kind of like ditch her like that. Hey man, I guess. So my friend put me onto this movie and he was talking about, oh, this is one of his favorite romance movies of all time. Let's get into why I don't share that same sentiment. A ship is carrying 5,000 people to their new home on a different planet, Homestead 2. Now it's carrying these people in hibernation pods. Now the ship is going through a meteor belt which leads to damages, and that also leads to a malfunction in one of the pods. One dude by the name Jim wakes up 90 years too early. He cruises around the ship and discovers that he's all alone. And now, I feel for Jim. I mean, waking up 90 years too early and I'm all alone, I can't lie. I just have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of situations that you could genuinely become mentally ill. 90 years by your ones, that's like you just like a Mr. Beast challenge. I better get like 1 billion while I'm doing that. Now, Jim, he kind of makes light of the situation. He just does activities to try to keep the fun, but the depression gets them and the loneliness gets them, and it's just too much. He keeps cruising on the ship. At one point, he throws a bottle and it hits Aurora's pod. Now, Jim's immediately infatuated by her. He starts reading about her. He starts learning everything about her. And then he gets the bright idea. This situation is leading me to be very sad. You know what? Let me subject another person to that. Now, in my opinion, this is where it became a horror movie. To me, he essentially just killed her. He subjected her to the same misery as him for absolutely no reason. One thing that I just kept wondering about was he did this thinking that they get into a relationship and she'd fall in love with him. But what if she was only into black guys? What if she was a lesbian? Now what? like now what? Like, of course it's the movie, so of course they get together, and initially they're fun, they like each other, they're doing activities, but of course, surprise surprise, Aurora finds out that he essentially killed her. I'm very happy she did this. I'm happy that she just wasn't like, it's okay. No, I'm happy that she got mad, distanced herself, just focused on doing her own thing. At one point, she gets so mad that she goes over and tries to kind of kill him, and honestly, yes! But unfortunately, she just does not complete the job. Unfortunately, the ship continues to take more damages, at least the captain being woken up. Now, the captain discovers what Jim has done, and I feel as if he was kind of light on Jim. He was kind of light. He was just like, oh, you did a bad thing there, mister. But could he not have punished him? Because he committed murder. He committed murder. I digress. The captain discovers that they do in fact need to save the ship, and Jim, volunteers tribute. See what I did there? Now, before the mission, the captain, unfortunately, he dies. Jim, he's aware that once he takes this on, he could also die. Which, by the way, yes. He does it. He's able to save the ship, and he passes out. But then Aurora saves him. Jim tells Aurora, and this is like the main problem I have, is that just Jim continues to have like some stupid derpy face ever since Aurora found out that he lied. He's just always like, that's just so, it just pisses me off even more. But he figures out a way for Aurora to be put back to sleep. Aurora declines that offer and decides to stay with him. Now, my line of thinking is this. Some people, I think they'll see that as romantic. They went through this hard thing, and it led to them being together and being just that much closer. But to me, what I see is that she got hit with Stockholm Syndrome and a trauma bond. Double whammy. Like, it's ridiculous. This movie frames it as if she's choosing love, but I beg to differ. I honestly think this movie could have been better if it was shot in her perspective. It would have been just that much better, because I feel that would be more intriguing. Because we're kind of forced to root for Jim because he's a protagonist. But if it was if y'all have watched Mother, shot kind of that way, that would be interesting. That's all, folks. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. If you want more videos like this, because I did have fun making this. If you want more videos like this, like it up. Thank you. See you. Bye.